B Marsh Boxing back at it with another live stream. What's happening, world? We back at it. Post fight review. Sergey Kovalev versus none other than Canelo Alvarez for the WBO light heavyweight championship of the world. It was a good fight for the 11 rounds it lasted. You know what I mean? Kovalev was pumping his jab, moving to his left, using a lot of lateral movement, not really bouncing on his toes. You know what I'm saying? But keeping you moving to his left, trying to avoid Canoli's big counter punches, you know what I mean? Especially with that left hook, you know what I'm saying? Round one and two, I gave it to Kovalev, you know what I mean? Um, Canelo was throwing occasional body shots, but in the first two rounds, he wasn't quite as active as the man Kovalev. You know what I mean? Kovalev was definitely pumping his jab all night. You know what I mean? But Canoli was just trying to figure him out. You know what I mean? He's just trying to figure him out, trying to read him, walking him down with his high guard. You know what I'm saying? Round three, Kovalev was even snapping Canelo's neck back with the jab, using his lateral movement. Again, in round three, a lot of inactivity, not letting his hands go. You know what I'm saying? But Canoli's blocking some of them punches, but he's eating a couple of them jabs too. You know what I mean? And Canoli throws a right hand to the body right before the round ends, before round three. You know what I mean? Culver's using his jab in round four. Canelo's trying to steal rounds. That's what I noticed in round three and four. Trying to steal rounds, trying to let his hands go at the end of the round, you know what I mean? In the last 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Round five was a tough round to score. Um, Canelo was landing the harder punches, but Kovalev's more active. You know what I mean? Kovalev gets caught by the left hook by Canelo, and that was a tough round to score. You know what I mean? Round six, Canelo's counter punching. You know what I mean? And landing everywhere now. He's just trying to land any and everywhere. Elbows, arms, head. You know what I'm saying? Body. He's just throwing punches everywhere. At least to close the distance to touch up the man Kovalev. And there are points in times now you're starting to see Kovalev, lingering on the ropes. You know what I mean? But Kovalev would clinch whenever he felt like Canelo was about to unleash that onslaught. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Um, I thought Kovalev started to slow down in round six. You know what I mean? I forgot which round it was. He even was his nose was bleeding when he went into the corner. You know what I'm saying? And Buddy McGirt was telling him, man, don't let this guy dictate the pace because that's what I was seeing from round six and seven. You know what I mean? Canelo letting his hands go. You know what I mean? Kovalev now more clinching more than usual. You know what I'm saying? Round seven, Canelo dictating the pace. And even though Kovalev using his lateral movement, I could see he's probably getting tired because his legs be wide apart. I never really liked that stance for Kovalev with his legs being so wide apart. You know what I mean? And Canelo was just going under them punches, you know what I mean? Throwing body shots and even throwing shots over the top of the man Kovalev's jab, you know what I mean? You check it, Canelo sneaking in punches, you know what I'm saying, to the body, and Kovalev threw a right hook, but Canelo punches, you know what I'm saying, right, catches him right in between the punch with the counter punch, you know what I mean? So Kovalev, man, looks like he's starting to slow down, but round eight he came through, you know what I mean? He's throwing the lead, Kovalev threw a lead right hand and the jab. That kind of startled the man Canelo. I ain't gonna say wobbled him, but stopped him in his tracks. You know what I mean? At that particular time, now Canelo was on his back foot for the whole fight. Now he's trying to do what he started doing later in the rounds versus guys like Triple G in the first fight. Now he started going backwards. You know what I mean? He was on the back foot and he was on the ropes. You know what I mean? Kovalev was using his jab and he's now throwing right hands, finally. You know what I'm saying? Finally, that's what I was saying the whole fight. You can win a fight with just jabs. And especially when you're fighting a guy like Canelo, Canelo wins fights mostly because of the power punches. You know what I mean? Go look at that Arislandi Lara fight. That's why they gave him the edge. You know what I mean? I thought um, Lara won that fight, but the power punches. Canelo's not much of a jabber. He'll throw an occasional jab, an educated jab, but he ain't gonna be jabbing with you all night like what Kovalev was trying to do when on points. You know what I mean? Nah, them fellas, Canoli is a power puncher by nature. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What round we were in? I believe we were in round eight or round nine. Um, Round 10 also was a close round, you know what I mean? Canelo landed a straight right hand, you know what I'm saying? A nice lead right hand. But Kovalev, he was still he picked up a couple momentum from rounds 8 and 9, you know what I mean? I thought he was doing a good job, but round 11 was where the beginning of the end happened and the man got caught. Kovalev seemed like he was starting to tire down. He got caught with a right hook that wobbled him. And then he got caught with a left hook on the ropes and a clean right hand flush that knocked this man straight into the ropes. The man was dangling on the ropes, you know what I mean, like a piece of meat. And the referee just stopped the fight, man. It was a wrap, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a wrap from that point on. So, really and truly, I had this fight Kovalev up 2 points before the stoppage, you know what I'm saying? After 10 rounds, I had the man up 6 rounds to 4. I gave Kovalev's round one, two, three, 8, 9, and 10. You know what I mean? I gave Cannoli rounds 4, 5, 6, 7. Them rounds right there. And all Kovalev had to do was basically win one of the 2 rounds, 11 and 12. Actually, Cannoli needed to win both rounds in my scorecard, 11 and 12, just to get a draw. So he definitely needed a knockout for the victory, and he got it. You know what I mean? Now, was this guy weight drained? You and I know he was weight drained, and the man was already tired before the fight started. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? When you got the man doing a 10 pound rehydration clause on the next day, sooner than later, man, the man Kovalev, with all that lateral movement he was doing from round one, which was beautiful and which is known for, you know what I mean? That guy wasn't going to cut it in the, probably to make it in the later rounds, you know what I mean? If he did, he probably would have won this fight, but I was very eager to see what the scorecards would have been. Um, if the fight went to the decision. I think they mentioned on the broadcast one judge had it a draw. Maybe one judge had it for Canoli and one for Kovalev. I don't know. But I definitely know at least one judge had it a draw. You know what I mean? What's up, Mr. Doc? What's happening, Mr. Doc in the chat? Was good, man. He says, thankfully, we didn't have to deal with the controversial decision. Actually, I really wanted, I'd picked Canoli to win this fight on points. You know what I mean? 8 rounds to 4, something like that. So Kovalev was definitely exceeding expectations. This fight was reminiscent of Vasil Lomachenko and Jorge Linares. You know what I mean? Jorge Linares dropped Lomachenko, although nobody got dropped in this fight except in the final knockout, you know what I mean? But I had Linares up by 1 or 2 points by the time of that stoppage, I believe, in the 10th round, you know what I mean? You check it, he was up on the scorecard, not just on mine, on a lot of people, including the judges. Same goes with the man Kovalev, you know what I mean? He was winning on points. All he had to do was make it to the finish line. But man, he got caught with that right hand. And there was a point in time also Canelo caught him in a clinch. They were in a clinch. I can't remember which round right now, but they were in the clinch, and before they got separated, Canelo caught him flush with a nice right hand on the chin. You know what I mean? Protect yourself at all times. All right, Mr. Doc says that's pretty much how I felt it, except I had round 5 even. Okay, round 5 even. Yeah, I had that one for Canoli. Yeah, and I said it too on my scorecard. I had that as a close round, round 5. You know what I mean? Mr. Doc says 2 judges had it 96-94 for Canoli, and third had it. So 2 judges had Canoli up? Are you serious? Oh, come on, man. Oh, gosh. So 2 judges had 96-94 for Canoli. That's what I had for Kovalev. But one judge had it 95-95. Okay. Main boxing biker, what the deal, man? BK in the house. What's happening with you, man? He's in the chat. Says, "What up, B Martian chat? What's good?" Hashman boxing. What's up, Hashman? Long time no see, man. Thanks for coming through. I see you, fakes. I see you, dogs. Hashman says Kovalev wasn't landing any hard shots. SMH, absolutely right. He was trying to play it safe, man, using the lateral movement. I'm sure that was a game plan. You know what I mean? But you also gotta let that hand go. You use the jab to set up combinations of punches. You can't just win a fight on a jab. I agree with you 100%, Hashman. Main Boxing Biker says, "Yo, when have you ever seen a boxer laying down on the couch before his ring walk?" Hey man, why you say that, Main Boxing Biker? I said the same thing after the man was hit in the midst. After he was hitting the mitts with Buddy McGirt, them fellas sat down and he took two deep breaths. I seen that, man. I was here with my peoples and I said, Dawes, look, them fellas tired already. I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed that. Here's one more thing I noticed too, and I hope y'all caught this, and I was actually disgusted by this. Before the fight, Canelo walked into the ring. They showed on the big screen, like Canelo. They kind of had like a commercial for this guy, like Canelo. Like if he wins tonight, he will be. He's the only man to be like Henry Armstrong, holding three titles in three different weight classes simultaneously. Last time I checked, there's already a 168-pound champion, and he's a Ring Magazine champ as well. And that's Callum Smith. Canoli never fought that guy. He fought Bill Wennington, aka Rocky Feldon. You know what I'm saying? So what? Now we're gonna call these guys who are secondary tier champions. We're gonna call them world champions. That's what we coming. That's what it's coming down to. And the television never checks these guys. The commentary ain't never gonna check these people. You know what I'm saying? It's only us on YouTube who be calling out these this shit. This man ain't no three. That's like Javante Davis. I don't. Javante Davis tried to lie to us too to say he's a three-time champion in two different weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Last time I checked, he's a one-time champion because that other WBA title he had, there's already a champion in Andrew Cancio. And not to mention that he has never ever won a title in a different weight class. Don't get bamboozled out here, people. Don't let these boxers tell you nothing about what they've accomplished. Go do your own research, man, because these people out here, they try to compare this man Canoli to Henry Armstrong, man. I consider Henry Armstrong to be a top three greatest fighter of all time. You know what I'm saying? Top three. You know what I mean? But yet they comparing Canoli to this guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny to me, man. But it's disgusting. I was real pissed, man. I never seen no fighter have a kind of commercial advertising his accomplishments right before he comes into the ring. Anyways, where we at in the chat? I'm glad you seen that though, main boxing biker. That man was took two after hitting them mitts. He sat down on the couch and took two deep breaths. That shit made me laugh. All right, man. Main boxing biker said that Kovalev was throwing pity pat punch the entire fight. He ain't sit down on any punches. Exactly, man. Facts. Think Saw the Boxer says, big up, B Marsh. Good fight. Yeah, good fight indeed, man. Kovalev, man, he was up on my card. I don't know what them judges was looking at. Mr. Doc says, yes, those were the official cards. It's going to be another controversial cannoli decision. Yeah, that's messed up. Not even one judge had it for Kovalev. I had Kovalev winning this fight 96-94. But the judges had it the same way for Canoli, 96-94. Neutral Natural's in the chat. What's up, Neutral Natural? He says, why did the state athletic commission allow Alvarez to have two rehydration clauses on Kovalev? It's not safe boxing and someone could have died. Well, I didn't know about the two rehydration clauses. I know only of one for Saturday morning, today, that you can't come in, neither of them can come in over 185. I ain't hear about the second one. If y'all heard about it in the chat, let me know. Mr. Doc says the rehydration clause worked like a charm. It sure did. It sure did. And that's why I said when we found out about this, and I was watching Mons on Sky Sports, and they said it. They just found out yesterday that news that was secretly and very much hidden and kept away from the public, that the rehydration clause was announced yesterday in the news, and that's when we all found out about it. That's what I said in my video, yo, yesterday. If you even picked Kovalev and made a video, even if you didn't, please change your pick immediately, man, because that man ain't winning this fight. Don't matter how much bigger he was, and he was much bigger as far as a height, and he was bigger than the man Kovalev tonight. Just from when the bell rang, I seen the size difference. Nature Natural says Callum Smith fought in the World Boxing Super Series tournament in 2017. Absolutely. And came out of that joint the champion. How many straps he got? He got one, right? He got the WBA title in the Ring magazine. But Canoli never fought him, but they talking about he's a champion world champion in four different divisions. I'm not buying that. And they trying to say he's Henry Armstrong. because he's now holding 3 world titles, quote unquote, air quotes, simultaneously. Nope, you can't fool me. I ain't the one. All right, Mr. Doc says, yeah, they got to stop it with that fake Bill Wennington belt. Exactly, man. That guy was never on no world level. Come on, man. This fight started like at 1 a.m. on the East Coast. This Canelo and Kovalev, all between like 11:30 and 1 a.m. All they did was show previous Canelo fights, and they showed the entire Bill Wennington, Rocky Feldon versus Canelo fight. That guy didn't couldn't even take a body shot. Not hellacious, numerous body shots, just one at a time. He would go down. He'd bend the knee. Okay, where we at in the chat? Neutral Natural says the commentary would lose that check if they said that. Facts. Absolutely. Exactly. They would. They would. That's why they don't mention these type of things. You know what I mean? I was telling somebody that earlier today. The commentary ain't gonna call out the fuckery that these fighters do. Rehydration clauses, ducking opponents, freezing out Bubu Andrade, dropping your belt not to fight Charlo. They not gonna mention those type of things. That's why it's our duty here, where the real boxing fans is at, to let it be known. Mr. Doc says, and the hammering hand comparisons are disgusting. Yeah, man. Compare this man to Henry Armstrong, man. Are you serious? You don't even fight nothing like Henry Armstrong. I'd put Henry Armstrong there with them at one. Man, Henry Armstrong got robbed in a fight versus Seferino Garcia, where he would have been had 4 titles. You know what I mean? What was that at middleweight at a 160? You know what I'm saying? Where he would have had 4. They called it a draw versus the Filipino Seferino Garcia. You know what I mean? Gonna compare the man to the homicide Hank? Come on, man. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, man. Neutral Natural says the one in the morning and the one at fight night. Yeah, the fight started at 1 in the morning, man. And according to what I heard on the commentary, it was because UFC apparently has a card tonight, a pay per view or something, and I guess the zone and UFC had agreed that they'll show boxing, that the main event will start after the main event for UFC ends. Why the hell would you agree to that? Why not fight at the same time and see who gets more, excuse me, more views? I'm pretty sure UFC would probably win that because the zone never discloses how many views they get. So that's probably why the zone agreed to do that. You know what I mean? Because let that be any other competitor, they'd be like, man, forget about it, man. You ain't gonna dictate to us when we show a fight. I've never seen a fight starting at 1 a.m. in the morning. I feel like I'm overseas having to wake up at 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm sorry, in the a.m.s just to watch boxing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, dope. Where we at in the chat? Main Boxing Biker says the writing was on the wall. They told Cove if he lose, they would give him a 3-fight deal with the zone. Is that what he got? We shall see, man. M. Creech says, anyone thinks it was scripted? I don't. Nah. That right hand he damn near got put through the ropes. That shit wasn't scripted. Nah. Main Boxing Biker says, where was the 10 count? How come Fury got a 10 count? LOL. Nah, because that guy Kovalev wasn't going to get up from that one. Nah, he was damn near out of the ring, like hanging on the ropes. Unlike Andre Ward, when he bodied him, he was sitting on the ropes. We've seen that. He has, that guy's not getting up. Didn't get up against Andre Ward. What makes us think he gonna get up now? Especially after catching 3 power shots in a row. Right hook over the top, then a left hook and a straight right hand. He ain't getting up from them flush shots. The first right hook made him wobble. That shit was over with. M. Creech says, Canelo versus dog punching Kovalev. I am Supreme 22 says, I'm a little disappointed with the hate Canelo getting over the KO. Kovo is a bigger man regardless of the clause. He lost because he was scared to put something behind his punches. I'll agree with you on that as far as him not putting anything behind his punches. He wasn't sitting down on his punches and letting that right hand go. The crusher is a myth. That shit has been thrown out the window. He ain't the crusher no more because the crusher at least used to let that right hand go with you know, he let it go You know what I'm saying? Like he like really trying to hurt you, man. You know what I mean? Okay, where we at in the chat? Hmm. But I ain't hating on Canelo, and I ain't see nobody hating on Canelo neither. It's just the fact that I seen, and so did main boxing biker. We seen Canelo. I'm saying Kovalev tired already, sitting on the couch after hitting the mitts for a little bit. You know, the weight, the rehydration. You know, the guy Kovalev is only getting older. What's his name? I am Supreme. Think about this. I am Supreme. The guy Kovalev just fought 10 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And Kovalev, Canelo told him, we fighting on November 2nd. I don't care what you do with the man, Anthony Yard. We fighting on November 2nd. They already signed the contract. So the man Kovalev was just fighting 10 weeks ago, just a little over 2 months ago. And he has to have a training camp. So what's that? 8 weeks. So he might have had 2 weeks to just to take a little rest. The man struggled to make weight. I am Supreme. Don't forget this. The man had to strip buck ass naked, and the man had to try three times on the scales. Otherwise, if he didn't make it on the third try, he would fight the night, but the belt would only be on the line for the man Canelo. You know what I mean? So the weight drain, man, the rehydration clause, no question about it, plays a major factor, man. Major factor. You know what I mean? But I do agree with you. He lost because he was scared to put something beyond his punches. Maybe he just didn't have enough. And he said it himself. Matter of fact, after the fight, he said, Kovalev said, kind of like he was kind of scared to let his right hand go to open up because he didn't want to open up the body. He said that out his mouth. You know what I mean? Because he didn't want to open up the body. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where Cannoli would feast on him. Mr. Doc says the reason no one heard about the rehydration clause because Cannoli forced Kovalev team to sign a non-disclosure agreement. True indeed. I am Supreme 22 says people talking about a fix on other channels. The Canelo hate is real. Well, I ain't talking about that. You ain't got to bring that up over here. What anybody says us on their channel, that's what they say. I didn't say that. So no need to worry, man. I am supreme. Nobody gonna say, I ain't gonna say it's a fix. If that makes you feel better, but and nobody's hating. Um, Neutral Natural says nobody's hating on Alvarez. He's just a political fighter. Absolutely, and he's what's wrong with boxing. Because if these guys don't set examples, these guys at the top of the food chain like Lomachenko, Canelo, these guys they don't set examples, good examples for other fighters. You know what I mean? Because they're getting privileged opportunities. You know what I mean? Rather than working hard for their titles, like when he fought Roman Rocky Martinez, Vasil Lomachenko, or when he fought the man Luke Campbell. You know what I mean? Luke Campbell should have the opportunity to fight for a world title without having to face Lomachenko. He earned that, especially being a gold medal Olympian in London, where that fight was at. You know what I mean? He gave Linares a great fight. I had that fight a draw, but I had Campbell losing because Linares did drop him. You know what I mean? So I had it 6-6, but the knockdown was the difference. The man deserved, and he fought his eliminators, went through eliminators to become the mandatory. He earned his title shot. But like the man Neutral Natural says, the politics of these privileged fighters giving them opportunities to duck other fighters, that shit ain't gonna fly. And I am Supreme. Never forget the man Canelo has been ducking Bubu Andrade since 2013. We're in 2019. That's 6 years. A lot of people like myself don't forget that. You know what I mean? Jamal Charlo and them was calling him out too when they all used to be under Golden Boy. All of them fighting it on Showtime. You know what I mean? Yeah. M. Creech says fair. I am Supreme 22 says he looked sharp, had the superior game plan, landed plenty power shots and a ton of body shots. That's what he do. Power shots and body shots. That's what he do. And I'm sure all of us, we all picked Kovalev. I don't know. No, I'm sorry, Canelo. I heard a few people pick Kovalev. I don't know if they changed their pick after they heard about the rehydration clause, But we all, for the most part, thought the fight would go like this. But I had Kovalev winning on my scorecard. You know what I mean? I had him winning on my scorecard. M. Creek says, great punch. Main boxing biker says, AB got put through the ropes with Madonna. Yep. Yep. He had his arms all out like he's a little kid. Got his arms out the car when the car's driving and shit. You know what I mean? The man was. That's almost how the man Kovalev looked tonight. Main boxing biker says, funny thing is that I picked Canelo to win by stoppage in the 11th. My dudes were shocked that I called that the exact round. Man, I hope you put some money on that too, then, man. I ain't gonna lie. I had Canoli winning this fight on points. You know what I mean? Like 8 rounds to 4, maybe a close 7 rounds to 5. I thought he'd win on points. He was right on the money. I hope you put some guap on that one. I I am or I am me says who won. Canelo Alvarez won via 10th round stoppage. I'm sorry, 11th round stoppage. Neutral Natural says Kovalev just didn't adjust and got beat. It is what it is next. Time to unify to 75 or move to middleweight. Yep, we'll see what he does. I doubt he stays up there and tries to unify versus better beef. Go back down to 160, man. Go fight Danny. What's his name? Bubu Andrade. That's what I'd like to see. Or go to 168 and fight Callum Smith. I'd love to see that. You know what I mean? Mr. Doc says it's because it's always some kind of BS with them. Where was the rehydration clause when he pulled Khan up? Rehydration clause against Jacob, BS scorecards, etc. Absolutely. That's why I made that video sometime during the week about why Canelo has never ever been on the pound for pound list, although he has over 50 wins, only one loss. Been in boxing since who knows how long. I've been seeing him on TV since 2010, but still never been on number one pound for pound list. Why is that? And I gave y'all reasons why. Valid factual reasons too. I am Supreme says word. I respect that. Salute. I am Supreme. Neutral Natural says while Lomachenko had no problem fighting Toyota Corolla. Absolutely. That's exactly the political shit you talking about, Neutral Natural. Absolutely. Ain't had no problem fighting him. That man, what, did he have a belt? Think he did he have a belt? So Lomachenko has how many belts at 135? Actually, he had a WBA belt he took from Linares, 135. He got a WBO belt. Who did he beat for the WBO belt? Pedraza. So Linares, Pedraza, and and um and Luke Campbell. Those are the guys he beat for his 3 titles at lightweight. And Toyota Corolla was a title defense. So what that guy do to deserve to get to fight him and Devin Haney, who earned his mandatory position, stopped his opponent in a title eliminator, but can't get the fight. Absolutely. Neutral Natural says, I'll repeat that again. That was one of the best quotes of the day, if not the best. Why Lomachenko had no problem fighting Toyota Corolla as his mandatory. Preach. M. Creech says, Canelo is like the Drake of boxing. Great music, but doesn't write his own bars. Yeah, you could put him like that because there's some people who gonna defend him all day, and there's some people who despise the guy Canoli, not necessarily because of his style of fighting. I have never heard anybody complain about his style of fighting. Actually, I enjoy watching him whenever it's a fair fight, which is almost never. You know what I mean? But yeah, people enjoy his style of fighting is just the politics, man. The politics and the privileges. Neutral Natural says that might be the most accurate description. Yep, I agree with you, Creech. That was you was on one with that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So that's my post fight review. Everybody, be more salute to everybody who came through. Hit that thumbs up on your way in and on your way out, please. Big ups to Mr. Doc, Main Boxing Biker, Hashman Boxing, Finks Art of Boxing, Neutral Natural. Big ups to M. Creech. Big ups to I Am Supreme 222. Shout out to everybody who came through. Big ups to I am ME. however you say the name. What's up, Hop? Thanks for coming through, Hop. Hop coming through, and I'm about to seal the deal. I'm glad you came through, my man. But yeah, man, Canelo wins via 11th round stoppage. New WBO 175-pound champion. Let's see if he'll try to unify with the other champs. All right, I'm gone. Peace.